Hey, welcome back to the Scorpio channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed, flip it, switch it, twist it. You know the deal, just interpret the message as it always resonates. Also know I like to go deep within my reading, so we also look at the spiritual blocks of shadow, see how they play out as karmic themes within your experience. This is really helpful when we're dealing with karmic mates, soulmates, any type of soul family relationship. Also, know if you're new to the channel, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box. If you're connected to any other zodiac, you want to check out my Psychic Soul Healer channel, or if you're connected to a Virgo, or one of your sun sign or rising sign is a Virgo, you would definitely want to check out my Virgo channel. I feel like I get a lot of action on that channel. Um, this Scorpio channel is new, so definitely if you resonate with the channel, give me a like. And if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you have to be open to getting shadow reading. You have to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is where Spirit tells me to start. It also tells me why everybody is doing what they're doing. It's the underlying energy that influences everyone's behaviors. All right, let's see what that word is. Criticism. Criticism. I'm going to pull another one. So you're going to write the word criticism in your comment bar, but I'd like to pull another one. Pride. So I feel like you're in separation from someone because, they already know that they didn't treat you well. They already know everything that you're going to tell them, and their pride is really what holds them back. They also don't want to seem weak. They also want to make sure that you would be open to it, like to even hearing from them. Because I feel like this person disrespected you. I feel like they played games. I feel like they held back from you for no reason. They deliberately tried to make you feel like small. See, this person felt that you had a low self-esteem. And so they held back from you, assuming that you were gonna like fight to be in their life, like to fight for more attention. And the thing is, that's not what happened. You detached from this person. They didn't realize that that's what you were doing. And their pride got in the way, thinking, well, you're holding back from me. Well, I'm going to hold back from you. And time went by. And now that time went by, a lot of things have happened in this person's life that I feel like you predicted because they were attached to certain people and just certain ways of the way that they were living. And now it's almost like they want to come back, but they are almost waiting for a sign from you for a long time. And now like part of them lies to them, says maybe you still will, but they know for a fact that you won't because too much time has gone by. So I'm feeling like your person's starting to get a lot of anxiety. And they're getting a lot of anxiety because they never thought that they were going to be affected so much by this connection. So they really, again, they did not treat you well at all. I feel like you got the worst version of this person ever. And see, now that you guys are in separation, there's a deep, like, that spiritual knowledge, wisdom, higher wisdom that they know that that they were supposed to be with you. There's a sense that they know that you're somebody that's supposed to be important in their life. And I feel like it's because they never normally they play these games and they don't have any repercussion. They don't feel bad about it at all. And this person can't stop thinking about it, about how they treated you. Again, and so they're very fearful that you're not going to want to talk to them anymore. That's why they're waiting for you to contact them. That's why they're waiting for a sign from you. I feel like this person stalks your social media, but you don't really post anything. There's a sense that you're closed off from them. I do feel like they reached out maybe a few times, but it was very minimal. And I'd like where you didn't even really know what they wanted. I understand this person gives a tiny bit, they think that it's a whole lot, is because their heart is chakra is closed. They've been hurt before in relationships, they're not emotionally intelligent. So, and they navigate everything strategically because again they have this heart chakra closed, so everything is small what they do, and they think in their mind that it's a lot, but they can't stop thinking about you. I feel like the more time that goes by, the more that they're obsessive, the more that they feel bad about it, the more that you're on their mind, and everybody around them knows it. Everybody around them knows that there's somebody, because I feel like there's people that linger in this person's life, that they would have people that they would hook up with, and they're not even calling those people, they're not interested in talking to those people. Everybody knows this person is like holding on, but there's a real sense that they're like afraid of what they did. So let's just see what they did. Losing faith again. So there's now it's still saying that they're just again feeling like they're losing faith. I feel like they never gave you faith, and ironically now they're losing faith in the connection because of what they did. This person tends to sabotage themselves a lot. I'm living the consequences of my bad choices. I've lost you, and now I'm desperate to get you back. And that's what I felt. I felt like the tables have turned. Tables have definitely turned. And so, and really what is happening is their emotions are starting to get too intense for them, where I feel like they're like all over the place. Like 1 second they're happy, with the next second they almost come across as if they're bipolar, like they have mental issues, because I feel like there's someone that never looks at their emotions. They've never been put in this position before where they actually care. And like I feel like if this is almost like a symbolization of you not talking to them, is almost making their ego shatter into 1,000 pieces of who this person believes that they are to now who they are. The thing is, this person is not in a good space. And I feel like they're not in a good space. That has nothing to do with you. You're almost like the cherry on top, one more thing that's not working in this person's life. That's why I'm saying they're living the consequences of, just their bad choices, and being ego, and doing, I feel like just being selfish, like doing what they want, how they want, when they want, not really caring about anyone except for themselves. And there's consequences for that. I feel like, I feel like this person was also shady within their business. So, to cut corners, and there's consequences for that. So, they're almost saying like if I didn't hold back before, if I didn't play games before, you would actually be in my life now. And now that I need you in my life, you're not in my life because of the fact that I held back, because I disrespected you. And they know that that's exactly what it is. This person like misjudged you. They misjudged you, and so they decided to play a game of being stubborn and hold back, hoping that you would cave, hoping. Now they almost feel like you're being stubborn because they still feel a connection to you. So in their mind, they're thinking a lot about this, but they're also I feel like imagining the worst and then trying to analyze the situation, so they're never grounded. They're so emotional over it because they never really process emotions. They never had felt like they were like, oh, they almost see themselves on the losing end, which again, a relationship shouldn't be winning or losing, but almost like that you're not affected, but they're affected, and they just can't believe how, like, you're not affected. They almost feel like you played them, which is making this person really look at their behavior and being like, being regretful, like, why did I play this many games? But I don't think that like anyone ever held their feet to the fire. It's like that's pretty much what you're doing. You're like, well, you don't want me in your life. You want to hold back from me. You don't want to give anything. Okay. Okay. You want to disrespect me. You want to act like I don't matter. Okay. But I'm not going to give you anything now. This person thought that you were going to do more. Like, I know I need to release attachments with karmic people. I'm creating a plan to leave him or her. I feel like there's, people always in this person's environment to like that they have attachments to, but it's not love. It's mainly like this person doesn't really go out and have real relationships. So it's just people that tend to overgive them, people that, that they flirt with, people that feed their ego, people that give to them, but they don't give anything to. So like, and I believe that they're karmic people because they prevent this person from evolving. They prevent this person from really moving forward because your person avoids getting hurt. They avoid being vulnerable. See, the thing is, they talk to a lot of different people. They again saw themselves as like someone that a lot of people wanted to be with. So, they toyed around with a lot of people's feelings and emotions. And I feel like they just never took the time to really get to know you. And I feel like at a time you talk to this person, every time this person came into your life, the in out, however little they gave, you always gave them the time, made them almost feel as if they were a priority. Even if they weren't a priority, they felt as if you made them a priority. And possibly also because this person doesn't respect people. They don't, if they didn't like somebody, they wouldn't talk to them at all. They would ignore them. So even you being polite, this person has a big ego. You're always available for me. I'm not in your life. I don't make any promises to you. There's no strings attached. And so they didn't realize that the whole time that they were the ones growing an attachment to you. And that's why they know they have to release those people. Otherwise, those people that are attachments are going to prevent them from moving forward, or they're going to cause problems in your relationship. I've been giving my power away to people in my life, and I'm learning to set boundaries. Yeah, this person, like, I feel like doesn't have control over their own life. And that, which is possibly why they held back and why they played as many games as they did, because they were very insecure about themselves. When you're coming into union, I feel like that possibly because this person is starting to set boundaries and making a plan to leave that person, they feel as if you're still going to talk to them, that you're still kind of going to be available to them. And because I feel like they know that they were the ones like in resistance holding back from you. They were holding back from you because they had a lot of other people. And I feel like The other people were, people that fed their ego, that did things for them, that made their life easier, per se. And that could be someone that acts like a wife but isn't their wife, someone that is just someone that literally doesn't get anything. They don't go out to dinner, they don't do anything together as a relationship. If they get something, they might get money thrown at them to, like, take care of things. It could be something, somebody's ex, somebody's family, even. Just people that have too much power in this person's life. And I believe that it's almost like life was easier. It's like somehow along the way, I feel like your person believed that they became responsible for these people, and then never really cared until till you came into their life, and they didn't even realize that. I feel like it's mainly because you walked away from this person, and that they are like, can't believe that you actually walked away from them, and that all this time has gone by and you've like held your ground. And that's why I said this person like holds back from coming to you, because again, they're afraid of the criticism, and also the criticism of how they're living their life, that they don't really want to live their life isn't free. So no one would want to be in a connection with them if they still have people lingering that are pining for this person, to give them a space in their life. So in order for your person to feel good about themselves, because that's why they actually keep them around. Also, I just think your person's gotten to a place where they're like, I want to be in a relationship, and I want to be, I'm listening to my higher self now. A higher power is guiding me. And so again, this person was always, you know, coming from their mind, always trying to like strategize and logic, meaning they weren't ever trying to navigate the relationship through their intuition, through their heart, through, you know, even their gut, that knowing part. They shut that whole intuition part off. And so now what I feel like is that they're looking around and seeing that the karmic people are not really fulfilling their life. And really, the only people that are benefiting in the long run are those karmic people, because your person doesn't have their own life, where they're saying, wait a minute, I'm getting manipulated. I'm not happy. I'm doing everything. And it's like these people are benefiting. And of course, they don't want me to change. But here I'm holding back and acting prideful from the person that I actually really want and have feelings for. That I feel like this person had to like look at their behavior and really understand what they were doing. There was almost a disconnect. I need you to trust me and believe I am working towards union with you. So it's again, I feel like it's a process. This is a process, and it's mainly a process for this person because they want to change their life. And but in changing their life, it looks like there's people that are connected to them that are going to be affected. So there's a sense that your person doesn't really want to like obviously like ruin anyone's life either, but they're trying to figure out a way to because they're not going to come towards you unless like that situation is like clean, finished. Please contact me. I may not respond, but knowing you care opens my heart. See, again, that's the sense that your person wants to know that you're still open to it. There's a part of them that's like, I don't like there's part of them that says, I don't know, because you're someone that is very loyal, you're someone that respects yourself, and they see that they didn't trust, that they didn't really treat you that well. But then they also say that there's a spiritual connection, and that they knew how much feelings you had for them, and they're hoping that you still have those feelings for them because might not be able to respond right now because they still have those karmic people in their life, but it'll make it easier for them to come back because this person, like I said, holds back because they know that they're not really deserving of, love from you after the way that they treated you, right? I've been so grounded all my life, it's hard for me to trust the spiritual elements of our connection, yet I can't deny they exist. And that's because they still care about you. They're like, I can't believe I care. Like, it's like, they're like, I never care. I never care about anyone. This is the way that I've navigated my life forever, and I've never cared. And now all of a sudden I care. I care enough to change my entire life. And though these are karmic people, it's like I've never been more serious about breaking away from everyone and just creating a whole new life and a whole new life that they can actually see a whole new life with you. Where I feel like there's a sense that your person's connected to a lot of people that they help out, where they feel like they carry. And so, like you said, that with them changing is a lot for them because, they don't want to ruin anyone's life, but it comes down to what they want for themselves. And that's the spiritual walk a lot of times. When we're talking, things just come out of my mouth, and afterwards, I don't even know why they say them because they're like realize that they're so comfortable with you, you feel like home. Again, that there's such a strong spiritual connection, that there's so much chemistry, there's so much unconditional love, and they don't even know why, even though they did what they did. It's like I believe when they did what they did, they weren't really paying attention to you. I'm not gonna lie, they were in their ego. They were running around with a lot of different people. They were connected to other people, their business was good, you know, they had these lingering people that were pining for them, you know, playing little roles in their life. Whether that's I'll clean your house, I'll pick up walk your dog, I'll be your babysitter if they have kids, I'll do this, I'll do that, like trying to find a place in their life. And they were like, okay, always take, never give. People waiting for their turn. And here it is, come along, and this person is thought that they were gonna play the same game with you. And then like when you were like, no, I'm not gonna do that. It was and you walked away, and then they're looking at their life, they're like, my life really isn't that great. And I feel like they compare their life to your life where they perceive because you walked away and you have your own life, meaning that, yeah, you cut your losses, you're not connected to people that you feel like you have to take care of. At the end of the day, you're not going to play this role. Part of the reason why your person plays the games that they do is because they're connected to people that they need to let go of. People that they help out in a roundabout way, and those people do for them too, but it's all like karmic. It all holds your person back from really being in a relationship, being responsible for their own shit and showing up for themselves. It's just them being lazy and again feeding their ego and being connected to lower hanging fruit, and then you just giving them the time. Well, you're giving me the time, you see how I am, you must see how I am, which I don't think that you did see who they were. It's like, like I said, this person's was distorted, so it's like they can't get over the comfortableness of it. I long ago shut down those parts of me that want to love, romance, and intimacy, but you make those things long for those things again. So again, this is saying it right here. It's like enough for them to change their life. So we have to ask ourselves, like again, they say that they're making their way back to you. We'll pull two cards from this deck. And then we'll see why you attracted this person into your life. Let's see. My childhood was difficult and it still affects me. I was let down by the people I loved and trusted. So part of them, it was just easier to be like not really in a relationship. That's what it sounds like. It's that they were hurt a few times, mainly growing up in an environment. And then the relationships that they really had were turbulent and toxic. So they decided that it would just be easier to have like these attached people, kind of people that they took from, but they never emotionally got connected to. And so what this is that it's like their heart is opening, they can't control love. This is a divine connection. And it's we know it's a divine connection because they say that it's spiritual. Your person doesn't really understand it, but I think that that's the magic of it because your person has never experienced anything like this before, which again, they feel comfortable, they feel safe. There's a chemistry, there's a want that is they're willing to like change their entire life, to open up their heart, to be vulnerable, to heal those childhood wounds, to finally transmute them. Please give me a second chance. I still love you and want to start over. I want to share my life with you. So this person's like changing their whole life and they're coming back. Like, so I'm sure some of you will take this person back, some of you won't. You know, this is a collective reading, but we can say, why did you attract this person into your life? You're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. So we attract what we need, not necessarily what we want. So let's see what spirit thinks that you need to heal. Water, to be able to go with the flow. I'm feeling like this is a story. This is almost like very twin flamey energy. And the reason why is because this person is stepping out from a past life karmic relationship into like stepping up, clearing, clearing like these childhood uh, programs, again, these wounds. And the program is really, I can't be loved. I'm not safe. I can't be vulnerable to, being connected to you. And obviously, if you were very like controlling with this person, they would definitely back off. I feel what's appealing to this person is the fact that you have your own life. And because you have your own life, like you're not connected to them. Like the thing is with your person, as much as they are lazy and they're connected to these karmic people, they don't get anything from those people. Those people get something from them. So what they see is with you, they don't need to give you anything. And not saying that they don't wouldn't give you anything, but there's a sense that they would want to give you instead of like those people need it. So there's a sense of do they like me? How could they like me? I don't treat them well. They like my stuff. They like what I can do for them, but they don't do anything for me, like not even on an emotional level. And so with you, like I said, you go with the flow of your own life. Like you, if it doesn't work within your life, you get rid of it. And that's why you got rid of this person because they were playing so many games that they were holding back and they had so many other people in their life that you were like, okay, I don't have time for this, that you let go. You had to go with the flow of the situation. And when you go with the flow of the situation, if it feels wrong, you have to let it go because you're living your own life. But that's what makes you so attracted to this person. I feel like also not being able to go with the flow, growing up by somebody again that was very controlling is what the childhood wound was. Again, flow. Flow is your own individuality, being allowed to be you, being able to stand your truth, um, is really that how we are able to go with the flow. That is that we don't look to change ourselves, the environment changes. And the environment changes if a lot of times if we're going with the flow of how life is, and that means if it doesn't feel right, we are always honoring ourselves. And so I feel like you weren't really allowed to go with the flow growing up. You were in a controlled environment. So whether it worked out or it didn't work out, it didn't matter. It was, like you said, control and confusion because you didn't feel safe in the environment that you grew up in. And that could be because you had a parent that was angry all the time. And again, just wasn't going to, like, didn't know how to nurture you, or it was that there wasn't enough money, or there wasn't someone there. So love, acceptance, it's confusing when when our parent or that person that's supposed to give it to us, whether it's a caregiver or whoever we feel is supposed to give it to us, doesn't give it to us. It's very confusing. But the one thing that, again, that makes us come back into the present moment, regardless of how confusing that someone is making it, is to get back into ourselves. Again, going back into the flow, and flow is also to me your creativity, your individuality. That's how we can go with the flow of life. Can't control the environment. Again, and to be able to voice your opinion. I mean, and also create your world, because God created the world with its voice. You too create your world with your voice. So again, I believe that there was a part that you had to walk away from this person because they would have never learned their spiritual lesson and they would have suppressed you. And I believe you grew up in an environment that suppressed you. Again, being able to express yourself, to be able to ask for what you need, to set boundaries, to, again, that your imprint, your unique individuality is what I see here between the going with the flow, there's your individuality and your voice. And I believe that that's how you escaped in childhood too. It's like through your own imagination, creativity. That's how you were able to go with the flow of life, how you were able to escape those childhood, like wounds. Because growing up in an environment with a parent that's very controlling and that suppresses, well, you're going to have a more active imagination. So you might not be able to go with the flow per se, but you can escape within your own creative imagination and find your path through that and be able to eventually speak your truth where it's not so confusing. But like I said, this relationship in the beginning, I feel like it brought up a lot of childhood wounds that, again, that made you not just look at them, but transmute them, where you needed to transmute them on your own. So I believe that this connection made you both do a lot of healing. And that's another thing that people don't talk about within the twin flame relationship. This person's transmuting their ways of living a superficial life and with a closed heart chakra, where I feel like you found your own unique style, you stepped into your own, like, again, individuality at this time. And that really diffuses any other confusion that's around because it's not important. What's important is, again, is what you're doing for you. And like you said, I feel like that's what you did, and that was the difference between you and all those karmic people that your person's connected to, which is why they're like, I don't feel good connected to those people, but when I think about you, I long for you. I can't believe it. I can't believe that I'm still thinking about you, that you affected me. Again, people don't affect this person. So that's how they know it needed to be this type of spiritual relationship. So the card is release. When I ask spirit, well, what can we do? We're going to be in this connection, Scorpio. What other guidance does spirit want you to have? And it was release. I stopped fighting my fears and the hardships of life. I control my thoughts, live in the present moment, and accept each stage of life. I work on what I have power over and put into God's hands what I can't change. I trust that everything will work out for the best. So what other best way can we really release past traumas than through unconditional love? It's like, again, fighting the fear of being vulnerable, fighting the fear of abandonment, all these energies when we grow up in an environment that doesn't make us feel safe. And that's what your person grew up in, that's what how you grew up in. So it's about releasing those things and realizing that you can't control your person tried to play games and control the relationship in the beginning, and they found out the hard way that with a real person, someone of quality, they can't do that too. And that they also can't control love. And that they need to, again, have faith. And if you want to make this relationship work, you too would need to release whatever hardships or bad things that happened between you and this person in the past. You need to release it and put whatever, you know, whatever may come that may be a challenge that you can't handle in God's hands. And that's really, again, the way that we can only do that, to feel safe enough to do that when we have conditioned ourselves that it's not safe to love, is to, not be able to help ourselves, but to love through a twin flame relationship, right? So that we can actually transmute the negative energies of the past, those wounds of the past, by being able to see ourselves differently, by being able to experience unconditional love. And I believe that that's why this connection is coming in. So you may have to like release being angry and learning how to forgive. That's a really difficult lesson, especially if you came from an environment that wasn't safe, where your person needs to be vulnerable. And that's really hard for them, especially if they were taught, don't show your emotions, grow up, be a man, be a woman, boss up, be a success. Don't, never let them see you sweat. You know, these wounds may not seem scared, like may not seem traumatic where they would scare you. However, when we've been conditioned, they become a part of us. And that is what's actually scary. It's the whole changing ourselves so that we can be again vulnerable. I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. You let me know how you resonated with this. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.